Welcome back, everyone. It's the Bourbon Judge. Hey, we're back at it with a little Eagle Rare competition. Yes, Eagle Rare, the brand new 12-year-old. Let's see how good it is comparison to the 10-year-old. But before we dive into that, just update for the channel. Number one, I just got back. I was down in Baltimore hanging out with my good friends Trenton and Kurt from SLB Drinks. They are honestly just great people, honestly, just great human beings. Love Trenton, love Kurt, and they were kind enough, just knowing I live on the East Coast and also near Baltimore, they invited me to do a barrel pick with them. So it's their barrel pick, but they just allowed me to be on the pick team. So shout out to Trenton and Kurt from SLB Drinks, great guys. What else is going on with the Judge? So putting more and more like updates and content over on Facebook. So please go ahead and just check me out over on Facebook. And last but not least, from a barrel pick standpoint, wow, I've been on the road. So we have a lot of different fun barrel picks coming in soon. Our Rare Character, our Glens Creek, and a few others that are scheduled to already come in. We've already picked those. And I'm going out to Kentucky here in a few weeks to do more barrel picks. Wild Turkey is one of them, and a few others. So really, happy for the Judge community. But now it is time to get to some Eagle Rare. So I'm really excited for this one because, like most people, I do like, obviously, Eagle Rare. If you ever watch the channel, this is Cousin Nita's, like, one of her favorite bottles. She loves Eagle Rare, and she loves Four Roses. So between those two, you can't go wrong. So we're going to judge and see how different or similar is the 12-year-old versus the 10-year-old, the one that's been around for a long time. Let's go ahead and dive into them. We're going to pour them, talk about the similarities, talk about the differences, and see whether or not is it really worth the hype. Maybe it is. Who knows? We shall see. All right. Now this one here, the 10-year-old, this is a barrel pick, but it is honestly very traditional. I've had this bottle before, another version of it. It's very similar to the standard Eagle Rare 10-year, even though this is a single barrel. It's very representative, if you will. All right. So Judge, what are the differences between the 10-year-old versus the new 12-year-old? So obviously the new 12-year-old, of course, it is a new release, just came out back in June. This one came out back in June. For now, it is still an allocated release and is only releasing in select markets. But if you think about it, there are really honestly three key differences, right? The similarities is that it's the same mash bill, right? It is Buffalo Trace's, mash bill number one. That's first and foremost. But there really are just three key differences. Number one, 10 years. 10 years, 12 years. That's simple. Number two, the proof. This is 90 proof. The new 12-year-old, they stepped it up a little bit. It's 95 proof. And then number three, the other key difference is the price point. I'm going to talk MSRP. I know everyone's going to jump in comments and say, oh my gosh, but you can never find it for MSRP. Hey, sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. But in terms of standard MSRP, this is a $40 bottle for the most part, give or take a few dollars. I'm talking about MSRP. And the new one is like $50 to $55. So it's about $10 to $15 more, the new 12-year-old versus the original, the 10-year-old. Fair? All right. Let's go ahead and dive into these. So first and foremost, let's just look at color. I just want us to just see, let's look at the bottle so you guys can see this. Let's just see the color. So obviously that additional 2 years, it is definitely a little bit darker. So it's obviously gaining more of that oak, more of the barrel influence as a whole. So it's definitely darker from a color standpoint. Let's get into the noses. The nose. Let's get into the nose and then the palate. Most important. All right, let's see what we got here. So why Cousin Anita loves the 10-year-old, this is like her sweet spot from a proof standpoint. 90 proof is like her jam. And I will say it's very quintessential Eagle Rare. Tons of vanilla, a little bit of honey, a little bit of everything, honestly. Vanilla, honey, smidge of caramel, smidge of brown sugar, but not overly brown sugar, right? More vanilla, more honey, in my opinion. Very nice. All right. Let's get a little bit more of the nose. All right. And I'm going to nose real quick the 12-year-old, just to see real quick. Yep, so as expected, it's still standard Eagle Rare at its core. The key difference is it has a bit more oak in it from the nose standpoint. But the nose, like the vanilla, the caramel, all that's still the same, of course. It's the same product, just 2 years more. All right, let's go ahead and dive into these real quick. All right, it's crazy. I saw this one on secondary for hundreds of dollars. That to me is just crazy. If it's worth it, maybe, I don't know. I doubt if it's worth, you know, hundreds of dollars for me for an Eagle Rare that's only 95 proof, aged 12 years. But hey, I might be wrong. I might be wrong. We shall see. All right, let's dive into this. I mean, this one is so the quintessential Eagle Rare 10-year, right? Nice, clean, easy on the palate, a great sipper, one that you can sip in the beginning of your whiskey night or throughout the entire night. It's very clean, sweet, crisp on the palate. Tons of vanilla, really nice, hits home, and honestly, it's a great pour. I know why cousin Anita loves this one. Let me get a little bit more. Very nice, very clean, very sweet. You really can't beat it, honestly. That to me is quintessential and a great Eagle Rare, right? It really is a great sipper. All right, now we're moving over to the 12-year. As I dive into this one real quick, I have to give a huge shout out to one of my good friends. He's been a patron since the beginning, and he's a good friend of mine as a whole. My buddy Blake from Chicago. He found this. He was like, Judge, I got this. I want you to get it on the channel. So shout out to my man Blake for grabbing this bottle for me. I hit him with the cash for it. And so, hey, cheers, my man Blake. Thank you, my man. All right, the 12-year-old. The nose is so similar, but it does have a lot more, as expected. And I mean a ton more oak. It's funny what that additional 2 years does to the nose. A lot more oak. Yeah, a lot more. But everything else is still there though. All the same. All right, hey, real quick. 3 quick easy favors. Number 1, hit the like button. Number 2, drop me a comment. What are your thoughts? Have you tried the new 12-year versus the 10-year? If so, what are your thoughts? Last but not least, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you get a notification each and every time I release new content. Cool? All right, here we go. Here's the brand new 12-year. Cheers to my man Blake. Chi-Town's finest right there. All right. Ooh. Ooh. That's definitely better. That is definitely better. Wow. That extra 2 years and that extra 5 proof points, right? 90 versus 95 is definitely better. Where the original 10-year at 90 proof is a little thin, but it's clean. This steps it up a little bit. You get a lot more oak in the mid end of the palate, and that extra 5 proof points up to 95 proof, it makes it a lot more, it's not even bold necessarily. It's a lot more well-rounded, but still in a softer, very like calm experience. Let me get a little bit more. Wow. That's nice. That is very, very nice. All right. I'm going to give you 2 judgments today. We're going to change up a little bit. I'm going to give you 2 judgments. The first judgment, is the 12-year better than the 10-year? That, I think, is a very clear, that's an easy, of course, yes. That is a yes, right? It is a buy, and it is better than the 10-year. Now, the second judgment would be, I don't normally do this. The second judgment would be, Judge, is this worth paying? It's definitely worth MSRP, first and foremost. Absolutely worth MSRP. That's like an understatement, right? But how much is this bottle really worth? That's actually pretty damn good, honestly. If I was somebody out there and I'm hunting it, I would actually probably spend about $100 for this. I probably would spend double MSRP. I actually do think it's much better. It has a lot more like character to it because it has a lot more brown sugar, a little bit more oak, and that extra age, if you will. It's just a slightly more complex than the original. So I would say I would personally pay double MSRP for this. I think it's quite good. Definitely better than the original. But is it worth like $400, $500 what I'm seeing on secondary, or even like $300 on secondary? Hell no. It is not worth that much. Let's not be crazy. All right, my friends, until the next time, as you see in this channel, peace, cheers, most important, salute. Take care. See you guys.